Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today we have your weekly live reaction replay video. For those of you that do not know how these videos work, I am sitting down and watching this replay for the first time with you guys. So it's like we're both sitting together watching this wherever you may be watching your car. Well, actually, I hope you aren't. Well, if you're a passenger in your car, that's okay. Wherever it may be, we're sitting here together in spirit and watching this replay. Speaking of this replay, it is featuring the Tier 5 Premium Italian battleship, the Giulios Cesare. So this ship was featured in Monday's Top 5 video, where I mentioned that if you do manage to pick up this ship in this year's Santa Container event, you are indeed a very lucky player, because this is simply one of the best premium ships in game. And it's not, well, she's often referred to as a broken or OP ship, and while it's true that she is really powerful, I don't know if overpowered is the right word for her. She's incredibly strong, there's no question about that, because there's no one aspect about her that is outright broken. You see, the thing is, in like 99% of all aspects about the Giulios Cesare, she is just good. Not crazy, not overpowered, just good. Her guns are good. Her maneuverability is good. Her detection is good. Her speed is good. All that is good. Now, when we're talking about Tier 5 ships, where most ships have one or two aspects about them that are good or average, you can see how this ship is incredibly strong. Because think about most Tier 5 battleships, they're slow, they take forever to turn, their turrets take forever to turn, their guns are mediocre in most cases. They might have either really good armor or like a decent set of guns, but they rarely have more than one or two of these things. The Caesar, again, just about everything about it is just good, as you can tell by the gun performance right there. Manages to get a decent salvo out of that group and punches the Murmansk in the nose for 4 pins. It's also really weird considering the Giulios Cesare actually has the old German battleship dispersion. However, again, she has, well, on this ship, she has 10 guns, so that does kind of help. You know, at Tier 5, this Murmansk is making a very dire choice here, turning out broadside in front of a Giulios Cesare, where I believe we're about to see how good these guns are. Oh, yes, we are, very much so. Dang, I thought he was going to pin him for like 2/3 of his remaining HP, but he outright deleted the man for a dev strike, so there you go. So the only real downside for the Caesar is that she's small, which means she has a low HP pool, and her side armor is incredibly squishy. If you catch the ship like from this profile right here, you are going to absolutely ruin the day for it. So there's that. Now, oh, by the way, Warlord is driving the ship. He is a member of T3, one of the T-Solf family of clans. I'm sorry, a clan in the T-Solf family of clans, which is the Channels clans. If you want to join, you can find a link to that in the description down below. We have clans that are competitive, all the way down to clans that are just kind of chill. So there's something for everybody. Anyway, this is actually a Tier 7 game. So the Caesar, normally, because she, again, has all these solid aspects about her, in a Tier 5 game, she's pretty dominant. But in a Tier 7 game, she gets kind of checked there, because Tier 7 ships are obviously much more powerful than Tier 5 ships. So this is a little bit more of a, I guess you could say, fair match for the Giulios Cesare. Oh, and there is a Bearn, the French CV, the only French CV. Oh, wow, that just absolutely missed there. The only French CV in game, which is very odd, considering France had quite a few of them, yet Germany gets a full line of CVs before the French do, which is, again, quite odd. But, alright, Wargaming, we'll probably get Pan-American carriers before French carriers, So anyway, what's the situation looking like on this map? Wow, that is quite the conga line, it looks like, going towards sea from the enemy side. Also, a fair amount of friendly ships have trottled on over to the sea cap as well. Looks like Warlord, the West Virginia 41, and the Kamikaze have secured the A-cap. Speaking of another rare and very good ship, the Kamikaze, the Tier 5 Japanese destroyer. Got some Congos out there. Those are some very good Tier 5 battleships, although that one is sitting perfectly broadside. The one on the front, as well, is also fairly broadside to Warlord's guns. But let's see what happens off of this roll. Some pretty solid damage there, 8,300 damage, coming from a tier 5 battleship, right? The Caesar, I guess you could say, really plays more like a battle cruiser with how maneuverable she is, but her armor is definitely good enough to where from, bow in, you are quite tanky. I think you have the 10 320mm guns on top of that. Congo still firing at Warlord here. Warlord turning to avoid the island, and okay, yeah, those shots land very much short. Out east looks like, well, the Mackinson and the Grozovoy are going full tilt against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 enemy ships. That is brave. We'll see how that plays out. I'm sorry, it was not a Grozovoy, it was a Grom. Okay, maybe you should wait to see the full name, Sealer, before you pronounce the ships. Okay, so the Grom's dead, so there goes one of the tier 7 destroyers. That's not good. Losing one of your high tier destroyers that fast in a match. Warlord does take a shot at the enemy DD that pops up there, but he does manage to escape most of the pain. He is, however, going to run into the Gallant and the Kamikaze. Oh, the Vesser takes out the Colonel Bolognese with a torpedo. So that's the tier 7 cruiser gone from the enemy side. Fuso takes out the Gallant. Well, never mind. I guess the Mistral is going to be fine instead of getting bullied by the Kamikaze and the Gallant. And the Kamikaze is probably about to go down because the Kamikaze is a very good torpedo boat, very much not a good gunboat. Oh, and there goes the Leander, the tier 6 cruiser. The friendly tier 6 cruiser gets taken out by the Colorado. Warlord does catch a Fuso here, who's, oh wow, was quite broadside, but unfortunately gets a very disappointing return from his shells. Because the Kamikaze is exchanging fire with the Mistral. Did get his torps out on him. He might catch him with a torp or two. That's all he really needs to take out that destroyer. Oh god, Fuso. Very broadside, very, very squishy ship. The Fuso is probably the lowest point of the Japanese battleship line, in my opinion. Used to be the Izumo, but they thankfully buffed the Izumo, so she is actually quite good. Wow, I just feel like a freaking CD today, fellas. She's actually quite good in today's World of Warships. So Fuso, unfortunately, has taken the mantle of probably the worst Japanese battleship, in my humble opinion, just because it's so dang squishy. It was so painful to grind through that back when I grinded through the Japanese battleship line. I can't imagine playing it in today's World of Warships with all the nonsense that we have in the game today. Very low health. Oh, wait, so yeah, the Kamikaze got the shootout, so you, never mind. I thought Warlord was going to pick up that kill, but he did not. Alright, friendly team is up on caps, but they are not up on ships. They're down 5 ships to the enemy team. They're down 6 ships to the enemy team's 3 ships, so they're at a 2-to-1 disadvantage for ships here at the moment. Ah, there's the Mistral. He came out to pursue the Kamikaze. Let's see, Warlord does have AP loaded in the tubes, does keep AP loaded. I mean, the guy does go undetected here. That's the thing about battleships. You tend to want to keep AP loaded unless you know you're going to have a DD spotted and you know he's going to stay spotted because of just how friggin' long it takes for the guns to reload on your ship. Kamikaze is getting chewed on by that Mistral, but unfortunately, Warlord, he cannot shoot what he cannot see. He can't see the Fuso there. Yep, there we go. The Kamikaze does go down. Does see a Fuso here, so maybe they can at least pick this guy up and exchange him for the Kamikaze they just lost. Friendly team is now down to 4 battleships and 1 aircraft carrier. Enemy team has, there we go, good. Enemy team has 2 destroyers, a cruiser, 4 battleships, and their CV left alive. This is terrible. Yeah, I mean, good God. When you lose all of, Warlord is now the center of attention because everyone can see him. When you lose all your destroyers, all your cruisers, and you're just left with battleships, that's not a recipe for victory. But this Mackinson is surely selling broadside, though. That should be a good, nice punch there to that Mackinson's broadside. And, well, it's a lot of overpins. What was that? 4 overpins and 1 pin, 1 bounce, 1 shatter. Dang. So now, the friendly team has very limited eyes in comparison to the enemy team. The enemy team does still have a CV. I'm sorry, the friendly team does still have a CV, but so does the enemy team. And it's a beer. If the beer knows what he's doing, he can simply deny the Vesser the right to play the game if he's got the right loadout with his fighters. But yes, the destroyers, the 2 enemy destroyers, they can still bounce back and forth between the caps, while the friendly team's just down to battleships and the Vesser sitting in the back. Speaking of battleships, you have a California, West Virginia 41, and an October Revolution. October Revolution's pretty good. Caesar's really good. California's a little And West Virginia 41 is also pretty good. But, I mean, they're outnumbered, what, 5 to... Oh, my math. I put myself on the spot math. 5 to 8. There we go. That's a good hit against the Backenson there. So, yeah, they're 5 to 8. Any team has 2 caps, and they have 2 destroyers, and they still have a cruiser up and around. So they got to make some stuff happen. Thankfully, the Vesser starts making stuff happen with the Congo there. Colorado has selected Warlord for his target. Gets another shot out on the broadside of the Mackinson. And looking pretty good. A little bit stern heavy there with the dispersion. Oh, man, really? 3 overpins for 2,900 damage. The October Revolution is running right into the jaws of the Mackinson and the Grass there. I don't think this revolution is going to be around for too much longer, which is, of course, terrible. So now it's going to be 4 versus 7. Okay, but, I mean, Mackinson, maybe they can trade here. You can see the Colorado shells bouncing off of the Caesar's belt armor there, or some of them. Still a little bit too far behind. Oh, gets a pin out of that, though. You see him a little bit further forward and have RNG be a little bit more on his side, and that should be a nice solid hit against that Mackinson over there. But it looks like the October Revolution is taking the attention from the enemy team. He probably won't be allowed for too much longer. Ooh, that's some rough dispersion off of his rear gun right there. Off his rear turret right there, I should say. Alright. Can Warlord catch a break here with his dispersion? Okay, this looks much better. It's a little stern heavy, but oh my god, he can't. He can't. So the Revolution is going to go down here. The Mackinson should stay spotted. But, again, every ship is crucial when you have just 5 ships left. Oh, okay, okay, so they're very nice, very nice. The Revolution managed to pick up the Mackinson there, so we have a fair trade. But the friendly ships are now down to 4. Enemy ships are, well, still up at 6. And they have the 2 cap advantage. So every second, or I should say every couple of seconds, the enemy team is gaining more points on the friendly team, meaning that even if the friendly team manages to sink more of the enemy team than the enemy team sinks of them, they still have an uphill battle in order to regain those points. Oh, there's Hatsuharu there. Warlord has selected him, but unfortunately he goes dark in the smoke. Keeps tracking him like a champ. Blind fires in the general last known direction of that Hatsuharu. Unfortunately, he does splash most of the shells. So unlock DD. Dispersion's not going to be kind at all to that. Colorado gets slapped by the California and the West Virginia 41 as he is bowing in to Warlord here. Look, the California has HE loaded? That's an interesting choice. Okay. Alright. Warlord fires on the Colorado superstructure with his AP. This should be a dead cut. Never mind. Hits the belt armor instead. West Virginia 41 is not firing at the Colorado. What is he shooting at? The Congo? Oh. It is very interesting, the decision that some players make. You have a Colorado down to, what, 4,000 HP in front of you? You and a West Virginia with just an alpha hull Colorado do not shoot the Colorado, but instead shoot the battleship way back in the back. And then the California still firing HE. Huh. I mean, the Colorado is dead, but, like, I mean, California, you know, you got 12, 14-inch guns with pretty solid accuracy. You have a broadside Colorado. AP would very much work there. Oh, the A-cap's being taken, too. See, this is the thing about having 2 destroyers left alive on the enemy team. They're infinitely faster than mid-tier battleships. California and West Virginia, both of those guys top out at 21 knots. California, I mean, shoot, you could probably strap some cells in California to get it go to like 22 or 23 knots, but it's not going to help all that much against a destroyer that can go 30 plus knots. So that's what I'm saying. Even if they do manage to pick up the kills here, they're going to be at a disadvantage in terms of the points. Nice hit on the Congo there, but unfortunately not enough to take him out of the match. Oh, Hatsuharu is getting a little bit too close for comfort. Stumbles into his own detection range in front of Warlord. Now, Warlord, as you can see, is kind of torn here. He wants to shoot the Congo, so he's going to give him his rear guns. Yep, he's going to use the front guns on Hatsuharu. Thankfully, the Caesar is quite maneuverable. So, oh my god. So, oh, he actually gets the Congo there. Very nice. So, the Hatsuharu torps that are probably coming toward him, he can easily maneuver around them. Unless the Hatsuharu stumbled into his detection range before his torpedo tubes were reloaded. Blitz is turning in here to Warlord. Warlord's gun's going to be loaded in 5 seconds. He's about to stumble into secondary range here. Okay, cool. California having HE8 loaded came in handy there. So they're starting to catch up on kills now, thankfully. But they are still about 100-ish points behind and falling further behind even more every tick now because all 3 caps currently belong to the enemy team. The de Grasse gets spotted by the Vesser's planes. He's pretty low at 2,000 HP. Is he paying attention here? He is. He's slowing down. If he can stay undetected and just run, that's going to be a bit of a problem. De Grasse, like many a French cruiser, is quite quick, so he can quickly get out of the match once he goes undetected. Bearn... Oh, that's not Bearn's... Oh, the Bearn has been spotted. What's he doing? Is he selling toward the action? Or is he just chilling where he pretty much responded? De Grasse backs up, slips up. There should be a dead De Grasse here. There, a Pitadel for a mere 2,000 damage for a Warlord. Okay, they're still behind on points, though. The enemy team just crossed 800 points, getting to the point now to where the enemy team is going to win on points here before the match runs out of time. HE dive bomb, skip bombers right into the Caesar's belt armor. Yeah, not going to work there, Bearn. Bearn's probably panicking, trying to turn his ship around at the moment. He's more than likely just trying to slow down Warlord. All right, Warlord's getting into the C cap here. I don't know where the California's going. Man's just steaming to the back. Oh, never mind. Okay, so he is going somewhere important. He is probably trying to intercept that Yep, there you go. The Mistral was going for the CV. Man was trying to farm down the CV at the end of the game instead of winning the game. Oh, man. Because if this Mistral just went to the B cap, he could, once the West Virginia gets out of it, just sneak right back into it. And then the enemy team would have 2 caps again. But nah, he got that red eye for the CV. Never get tunnel vision for the CV. Alright, so the Caesars should be able to run down the Bearn here, especially considering the Bearn had to do a 180. I'm assuming he did a 180 because he should be spotted by now if he would still just be sitting in that same position. But again, look at the score. 857 to 752. They're still over 100 points behind. Now, they are going to start to catch up here when the C cap flips. But I don't think they have enough time to fully catch up. Alright, those are the Bearn... Yeah, okay, so the Bearn planes are returning, and we can see the new ones getting launched here. That Bearn is so close. So close to the action. He just needs a little bit of spotting, and that should be it. But the Vesser's busy trying to deal with the Mistral. So actually good on the California there for going back to support the CV. That's a good move. I forgive your sins for spamming HE California for going back into protect your CV, especially in a dire situation like this. Oh, man, they're getting very close to being under 100 points away from win. Oh, there he is! There he is! Alright, get him, Warlord. Now, he does, of course, have to murder this. I think, yeah, no, they got to kill the CV or they are going to lose. Alright, so West Virginia 41, unfortunately, doesn't get the best hits ever. Warlord does get 13k off the top with his Italian AP. The Bearn is making for that island, though. I think... no, he's not going to be able to break line of sight on the west... Well, he might be able to actually get away from the West Virginia's guns here in a moment. Alright, another full broadside out from both the West Virginia and from Warlord. Warlord doesn't get as good of dispersion as he did the first round, but he did get another 9,400 damage there. Enemy team's up to 915 points at this point. Mistral is still being spotted by the Vesser, but he's about to break line of sight with the California. I don't know what his HP is at, though, but one of these guys has to go down. Oh, yeah, no, they got to kill one of these guys to win. Preferably the CV. All right, Bearn is maneuvering, trying to give as small as a profile as possible to the West Virginia 41. West Virginia 41 splashes his shots. Warlord, another 6,400. His 320mm guns unable to overmatch the Bearn's flight deck. They got to kill this guy. He has 1 salvo left. So the West Virginia 41 or Warlord has to sink this Bearn with this last salvo, or that is it. All right, let's see what happens. West Virginia 41, I hear his guns firing. Warlord trying to sneak his shells in between the flight deck and the... Oh, my God. And the hull... Let's see, is this it? Oh, my God, it's not. They're going to lose. Oh, West Virginia's rear turrets get off. And There we go. Points flipped just in time. 977 to 888 points is the final score. Oh my god. Turrets 3 and 4 coming in clutch there in the West Virginia 41. Oh no. I thought, man, I was so sad there. I thought he was going to get it with that last salvo, but nope. I thought Warlord was going to sink the Beard with that last salvo, but nope. 2,200 base XP in a tier 5 game. In a tier 5 game, fellas. Look at this. Half the team got over half the team got 1,000 base XP. In a tier 5 game. This is what I'm talking about. So many players are saying, 30,000 base XP is impossible. I mean, look at this in a tier 5 game. It's possible to get 1,500 base XP. Great. This was a very good game for these three fellas. California with 39 planes shot down. My God, man. Okay, I fully forgive you, California. Man is just melting the Beards planes, and he went back to help out the Vesser. That they would definitely have a dead Vesser if the California didn't trudge all the way back there at 20 knots, right? So yeah, no. Excellent game there, Warlord. Thank you so very much for sending that in. If you have a game like this, fellas, that's, an exciting game, a good game, a nice close game like this, a nice coming from far behind, from having just 5 ships left alive on your team while the enemy team still has, over, like 2/3 left of their team, that is most certainly a throw. The enemy team, they had it in the bag, then they proceeded to throw it and the bag out of the window there with that. I don't know what the Bearn was doing, not paying attention to the map or what. I get wanting to have, a close position to the action to have a good cycle right there. But, yeah. And then the enemy Mistral there, he got a little bit too tunnel vision on the CV. We all want to kill the CV, right? But, playing the caps, that's what wins the game. And when you don't play the caps, and the friendly team do, this be what happens. So again, thank you to Warlord for sending that in for us to view today. If again you have a replay like this that you would like to see maybe featured here on the channel, you can send it into the email linked in the description down below, or you can submit it via the replay channel in the community Discord, where there's a link to that. Well, there's a link to that also in the description down below. Proper English there. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and all of that jazz. And I hope to catch you guys in the next one.